It's Naim, it's week 2. Now, today's poem is The Haunter by Thomas Hardy. Now, I have done some preparation for this, not as much as I would like to, but I have done some analysis on this. So, I have listened to one of my friend's suggestions to actually, pick one poem, do a little bit of research, and do it. Now, I don't know what angle to take because I'm not necessarily analysing a poem with its poetical techniques. Like, this couplet here has certain rhymes, certain literary figures. I think I'm far more interested in the historical analysis, the political meanings behind them, the socio-economic implications, if any, of it, and the deeper meaning behind certain poems. Not so much the techniques, although that is somewhat relevant. So let's get on with it.
The Haunter. He does not think that I haunt here nightly. How shall I let him know that whither his fancy sets him wandering, I too alertly go, hover and hover a few feet from him, just as I used to do, but cannot answer the words he lifts me, only listen thereto. When I could answer, he did not say them. When I could let him know how I would like to join in his journeys, seldom he wished to go. Now that he goes and wants me with him, more than he used to do, never he sees my faithful phantom, though he speaks thereto. Yes, I companion him to places only dreamers know, where the shy hares print long paces, where the night rooks go, into old isles where the past is all to him, close as his shades can do, always lacking the power to call on him, to him, near as I reach there too. What a good haunter I am, oh tell him, quickly make him know, if he but sigh since my loss befell him, straight to his side I go. Tell him a faithful one is doing all that love can do, still that his path may be worth pursuing, and to bring peace thereto.
Well, there you go. So, now, from what I've read, the haunter can be two things. One is his wife, and the other is the past. Now, they're interlinked, because allegedly, Hardy grew famous over the years after releasing his poems and novels. Now, he apparently wrote The Haunter during that time where he was growing in fame, and because of that, his wife wasn't really suited, that's not the right word, but didn't feel comfortable perhaps in that new fame that he acquired, and possibly even their marriage sort of broke down in a way. Perhaps this is all speculation because I haven't done enough knowledge about him, but that he may have had female attention elsewhere because of his success, monetary success. And so the haunter is his wife that is constantly saying, I am with you. However, this is from Hardy's perspective, because upon reading her diary, which he read after she passed, and she passed by some sort of disease, I recall, so it wasn't quite quote-unquote a natural death. After reading the diary, he found out that she wasn't particularly fond of him. So this is all from Hardy's longing of what he would like her to say. So in the first stanza, she says, hover and hover a few feet from him. Presumably, she is there right now, telling him, it's okay, I love you in a sense. I'm there, I'm here, right here. This is what he would love to say. Think of her saying to him. Because he never really had the chance to properly pay attention to her, as I said, because of his newfound fame. So he grew distant and cold. Second stanza, How I would like to join in his journeys, seldom he wished to go. And also faithful phantom. Now that sounds nice because of the it's not alliteration, but it's the same sound, faithful phantom. Nice technique there. But also, again, this sort of fantasy or fantasizing of his wife being loyal and faithful, when in reality that's not what really happened if you read her diary. And allegedly he damaged it or threw it away because he doesn't want to be reminded of the guilt he harbored because he wasn't sort of being a faithful husband in a sense. So he longed for his wife Emma to be this faithful wife, but in reality this is just him feeling shameful that he wasn't there for her. Third stanza. Yes, I companion him to places only dreamers know. Now this might be reminiscent perhaps of their time spent in country walks and church places and whatnot. This is into old aisles. Church perhaps, aisles, or perhaps, familiar roads that they once took. And apparently I think they did first meet in a church or in a certain country road from what I've read. So again, this longing for sort of the past. So like I said, the haunting or the haunter is both her, but really it's the past that he is constantly being feeling guilty of. And that's reminiscent of all of us. We have shame for so many things and regrets. So yeah. And the last stanza, what a good haunter I am. Tell him a faithful one is doing all that love can do. Now I would again say that this isn't Emma herself. This is Hardy's longing for her to say that, because their marriage sort of went distant for several reasons, but one of them being his fame. So he would like to finish this off. He would like to think that the haunter is a loving haunter, a faithful phantom. But really, he's haunted by the past and regrets that he never really got to have that time, attention and love that he seems to be presenting here, but he never got in real life from his wife. So I've read thus far. And that is reminiscent of everyone's life, to be honest, including my own. There's many things I regret saying and not saying, doing and not doing. Sometimes it's often the things you don't do and don't say that you regret, as opposed to doing the opposite. So the haunter is quite emotional in a way, but at the same time it's quite depressing. Emotional in the sense that there's romance, but also emotional in the sense that it's quite somber. It's haunter. You know, apparently he wasn't a very traditional religious person, but he did believe in demons, spirits and ghosts. So maybe there is an appeal to a higher source, but it's most definitely his wife that he's haunted by, but also the past. Join me for next week's analysis, and I hope I've been a bit more thorough in my analysis. Though it might be just superficial, please let me know. I'll see you next week. Bye.